What's going on, y'all? Back with another LEGO review. Today we are reviewing set 75432, the V-19 Starfighter, Torrent Starfighter. It's a 9 plus set. It's got 567 pieces, and the set is still active and costs $64.99. So that comes out to 11 cents per piece. We get 3 minifigures included. We get Obi-Wan Kenobi, we get a clone pilot and Asajj Ventress. My initial thoughts on the set are Obi-Wan and the ship look great. I really enjoy those. And then the clone pilot and Ventress leave a little bit to be desired. But let's save that for the actual review. So without any further ado, let's get started on the speed build. All right, now that we got this built, let's get into it. So, as always, we're grading over 4 aspects: displayability, playability, the build experience, and then price versus quality. If you're new here, the last section, we'll go over it more when we get there. So, as for displayability, the ship has an awesome feature of this flip down tail. So, since it can be clipped and held in this position, with the wings up like so, you can get a decent display out of it. But if you wanted to display it with all its glory, with obviously the tail down and the wings like so, you'd need to make a stand, because obviously this can't just float in midair. So I do have to dock points. Can really give it only 2 out of 5. The parked version just isn't nice enough to warrant being displayed as such. So yeah. And then next up we have playability. Now, as with all these minifig sized ships, it's solid enough for zooming around, and it comes with some stud shooters up here on the wings, for if you wanted to battle with other ships and figs. I do think that overall it scores well here, especially since the displayability, I mean, it doesn't, right? It's made for play in my opinion, and with that, I give it a solid 4.5 out of 5. My only knock is some of the elements may come loose with play, especially back here. These come off pretty easy, so. All right. Following up now is the build experience. It's a 9 plus set, so it wasn't the most difficult or crazy thing to build. There is a little bit of technic, and because that is involved, it might be a little bit harder for some novice builders and children. The wings were really fun. I'm a sucker for symmetry, so those are always a great view. Especially because once you build it once, the second go is always a bit easier. Overall, I like the build. There were only 6 stickers, and honestly, they weren't all that hard to place, as you can see in the speed build. I actually am a fan of these stickers in the front here. On the X-Wing in the back, that's a physical build, and they're a little bit sketchily placed in there. So, at least I know these are sturdy. overall, I give the build a 4 out of 5. It was the right blend of difficult and rewarding. And as always, we finish with the real thing, the price. Is it worth it for the quality of the build? This is where things get a bit difficult for me. There are some huge wins in the set that sway me, but a couple things really knock it back. And I guess let me start with the negatives, and then we'll end on the positives. So, the Ventress figure. I'll throw it on the turntable so you can get a better look at each of the minifigures. But it has great detail, but when I see it, I don't see Ventress. The markings on the head are too dark, and the skin choice is far too pale. They definitely needed to lighten the marks a little bit or darken the skin tone with some gray. The other issue is there's no arm printing, and this is an exclusive figure in a $65 set. We're missing the arm printing. It looks like just a white long sleeve, and it really throws off the quality on the figure. It's kind of disappointing overall, but I mean, it could have been a really easy fix on Lego's part. But with all that said, at least she makes sense coming in this, right? Her and Obi-Wan, they had that flirty dynamic all throughout Clone Wars. And besides that, the clone pilot, which is another exclusive piece, really cool. Again, throw it on the turntable, but also has no arm printing. And it just feels like it cheapens the experience is all. Those are really my two big knocks on the set. Because when it comes to Obi-Wan, he looks great. You get two face options, and there's some really awesome arm printing on this one. And that's what I expect when we're looking at a exclusive piece. And while we're on that note of exclusivity, besides the 3 minifigs, which are all only in this set, it has 10 rare color pieces. Some only come in the set, like on the front here, you can see this trans yellow windscreen along with these black inverted cutouts here. Only set these come in, which is a really huge win for the price point we're looking at. But with my knocks on the exclusivity of the minifigs and how they came out, especially because the Ventress one is just really lacking, in my opinion. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 on quality versus price. If there were arm printing, at least, one printed piece would have helped. Like right here, this piece, it could have been used on multiple sets. There's no reason for this piece to not have been a printed piece, and it would have been amazing if so. So yeah, overall, this set scores a 14 out of 20, giving it a C grade. It had so much potential, but there's just too many elements that make it fall a little flat. And unless you're a huge Clone Wars fan or just a Star Wars completionist, I honestly think it's one you could skip or wait till it's on sale and snag it. But $65 is just too steep. 11 cents a piece, a lot of exclusive figures and pieces that just don't make up for some of the quality issues. So now that that's over, let's talk about the giveaway. So first, as always, thank you all so much for being a part of this. Also, thank you for voting. It was really close, but to my surprise, I guess, Van Gogh has won, and Starry Night will be the first set given away. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to pin this video, and then I'm going to pin a comment with an entry form. It'll either be through SurveyMonkey or Google Forms, one or the other. And it's super simple. All you have to do is follow, like this video, comment at least 5 words about your favorite sets, and share the video to qualify. Do those 3 things and the survey, and we'll be ready to go. I'll leave the survey up until my next update video when I'll announce the winner in my next review. So, as always, thank you all so much. I appreciate you. Peace.